a project that I designed and led as a project leader, and it's an exciting concept called transit-oriented development. For those of you who may not be familiar, please do check it out. You may read about it on various platforms like FHWA, TOD Institute, CNU, or many others. And I highly encourage you all to become familiar with this concept of TOD. The name transit-oriented development suggests that the development is focused around transit. The idea is based on a simple observation that people who depend upon public transit systems like bus or rail like to live near transit stops, as well as work and shop in the area in which they live. So the idea goes beyond transit. You can see that there are also many benefits of having such development, ranging from lifestyle to economic to environmental. The major benefit is a reduced dependence on driving. This allows residents to live, work, and play in the same area. In turn, this reduces the area's carbon footprint. When urban areas are revitalized, it also stimulates the local economy. And this is a win-win situation and a self-fulfilling cycle. And there are many TODs that have already been implemented in many parts of the country. And I suggest studying some of those case studies. For example, there is Columbia Heights in Washington, D.C., there is Pleasant Hill BART Station in California, there is Lindbergh Center at Marta Rail Station in Atlanta, and there are many more, so please do check it out. Now, the rendering that you are seeing here is a project that I designed using the principles of TOD. The main building here is a multimodal transit center that has a rail and a bus terminal, and it is the focal point of the development. The built form around it is a mixed-use development with retail on the first level and the residential development apartments on the top. The built edge of the block encloses open public space and visually connects the site together. The visual connection, it helps establish a sense of space and cohesiveness for user experience. This project is a good example of a holistic approach that considers architecture, urban design, transportation, landscape design, and many other elements. And this refers back to what I was mentioning earlier about applying a multidisciplinary approach to projects and working in a collaborative team. So you can see that there are various components of TOD. These are usually high-density walkable areas within a 10-minute walk circle surrounding the train station. So various modes of transportation is provided that caters to the people of all ages and abilities. There is walking, biking, transit, and cars. One important design component is you do not see a lot of surface car parking, but instead the space is used for a public square, recreational area, and soft landscaping. And this also allows for large ride-in bicycle parking areas. So the design includes use of bicycles and scooters as daily support transport, bike share rental system, and the integrated bike network into the stations. There is also mixed-use development that encourages a variety of housing types and not just single-family units. So there is, one also has a choice between rental and own units, and this makes the neighborhood more vibrant. You see in this visual, how the corner lot is being designed. And, this takes us to an important relationship between transportation planning and land use. A development design with this concept establishes a stronger tie between offering multiple modes of transportation and a variety of land use and build forms in the area. This is also a great concept where we can include complete street policy in the design. This context-sensitive approach, it considers all transportation projects as potential opportunities to improve safety, access, and mobility for all travelers. These renderings here show proposed street design, there are a number of elements that have been considered. For example, bump outs and shorter pedestrian crosswalks as traffic calming measures, buffer landscaping, on-street car parking, bike lanes, sidewalks, and you can see the buildings form continuous facade that creates pedestrian interest and visually provides framing to the street. So there are many ways in which a right-of-way can be designed depending on the street type and the surrounding buildings. Finer design elements help create perceived safety and comfort for the users. One can also bring in, similar other concepts like LEED and D, neighborhood development, that specify a certain opening ratio with a solid wall on the facade. And this resonates with the theory of eyes on the street by Jane Jacobs, where she talks about making safer streets a neighborhood. Projects like this give us many takeaways. And my suggestion would be that as transportation engineers, you should always keep in mind, how your users will perceive the development. Is the street designed for users of all ages and abilities? How do transportation connect with land use and build form? What are the different right-of-ways and how do we include multiple modes of transportation? These are some of the tidbits and questions for you all to ponder. And if you have any questions, please do connect with me. I'll be happy to chat about it. So, lastly, I would now like to leave you all with another interesting project. This project is about INVEST. It stands for Infrastructure Voluntary Evaluation Sustainability 2. And this is a Sustainable Corridor Development Project. Now, this page here is on the FHWA website, and you can go to sustainablehighways.org, and it is one of the case studies that has been posted there. I was a design lead on this project, and it was very well received, for which I was invited to present it at the FHWA panel at the National Conference of EMPO, which is for Association of Metropolitan Planning Organization, and it happened in Portland, Oregon. I also presented it at the Illinois Department of Transportation State Conference in Chicago. So please do check out this project. There's a lot more information on the website, and also you can check out my website, nehasoni.com. There is more information there as well. So with this, we are now at the end of the lecture. I wanted to provide you all with a list of few references. This should cover a range of subject areas from urban design, planning, transportation planning, public policies that I think all will feed into transportation engineering. Through my various projects, the single most important thing that I wanted to share with you all was that to have a wider view of the profession. Never have a myopic view of our own field of work. Think about architecture, even when you are doing transportation engineering. All subject areas, they overlap with each other. And it is important to build that understanding to work in a collaborative team. And finally, I would like to thank you all for listening to my lecture. I hope it was fun and interesting. And please do connect with me if you have any question or you just want to have a chat. I've provided my contact information here, and I would love to hear from you all. And thanks, Dr. Paul, for this wonderful opportunity to share my work and connect with aspiring students. And wish you all a very happy spring and a successful year ahead. All the best. Thank you. Take care.